Locate the air filter housing. Remove the Torx bolts by turning them counterclockwise.
The bolts that secure the air filter assembly do not completely come out. Loosen them enough to pull them up about a ½ inch and you will be able to lift the housing.
So once the bolts are out, we're going to go ahead for the connector here. There's a little kind of yellow section here that you want to kind of pop up. And then we just push here and pull that connector off. And then that should give us enough room to lift this up and get the filter out.
Lift the housing and remove the air filter. Locate the second air filter. Remove the Torx bolts by turning them counterclockwise. Disconnect the sensor.
You want to push up on the yellow tab, it's kind of underneath on this one, and then push in on the yellow tab and pull that connector off. And then on this side, we also have this wire kind of connected to it as well. This one we're just going to basically pry off of the housing there like that. And then we should be able to lift this up. Be careful when you're lifting this side up because this wire's kind of still in the way a little bit, but you should have no problem getting this up and getting the filter out. If you look on the inside of the air filter housing, kind of on the cover section, you'll see that there is kind of another filter here. Now, I don't think this filter needs to be replaced every single time, but if you do notice it's getting dirty, you may want to replace it. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is we have this flipped over. Here's kind of the top of it. We flip this over. And what you want to do is this kind of section in here, this should just kind of pry out for you, or you can kind of just pull it like that. And you can see that whole section kind of comes out like so. And then what we want to do is look, there's kind of one side, this kind of flatter side here. There's these tabs. And what you want to do is kind of just pry these tabs up. And this is just going to kind of pop off there like that. And this filter actually just kind of slides out then like so. So if you do want to replace both of the filters in each of the air filter housings, that's how you replace the one in the cover. It's the same on both sides. Okay, and then we'll slide the new filter in. You want to just kind of bring this section and kind of just put it on the top here and kind of just push down to lock this. Then we want to bring this section in, kind of line it up here and then push kind of down. You'll see there's a couple tabs kind of on the side that just need to line up here. And once they're lined up, it should kind of click in there. And then once we have that, what we're going to do is basically just kind of turn this, line it up, and kind of push this back in there. There are a couple little tabs that kind of feed it in. Now, it should be in there like relatively tight, but if it's a little bit loose, that's not a big deal because when we put it back on, it's going to kind of seal up and it should kind of hold in there nicely.
Insert the new air filter into the assembly. Make sure that the edges of the filter are flush with the assembly. Attach the housing. Make sure that it fits securely.
Never operate your vehicle without an air filter.
Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise.
Make sure the assembly is tight and secure.
Then we're going to go ahead and just reconnect the connector here, push it back on, and then push the yellow tab in to lock it. And then just replace this wiring harness, kind of just pop it back on there.
Insert the new air filter into the assembly. Make sure that the edges of the filter are flush with the assembly. Attach the housing. Make sure that it fits securely.
You should change your air filter at least once a year or every 20,000 miles, whichever comes first.
Reconnect the sensor. Replace the Torx bolts by turning them clockwise.
If you drive in sandy or dusty areas, you should replace your air filter more frequently. Make sure the assembly is tight and secure.